All right, folks. Welcome back. This podcast takes tokens. This is episode 68, if you can believe it. We're on episode 68. And before we launch into the full episode, we have our retro ramble question from last week that we need to answer. I asked you, what is a holy grail gaming item that you are still hoping to find someday? You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I can go first.
All right, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, it is Super NES version. It only came out on Super NES, I guess. Well, no, it didn't. Anyway, Chrono Trigger, originally released on Super NES.
Oh, okay.
Looking for that. I've been looking for that, but I can find it online.
Yeah, I mean, I should specify this isn't this. Any of this we could just run out and buy online. Me and you, we like to kind of collect games as we go about our lives. Like we like to stumble across them naturally. It's not a completionist thing. It's just a something that we look for whenever we're out and about. So yeah, go on.
Yeah. So I really want to try. I want Chrono Trigger. I don't know if I will ever find it without going online, because I think that it's the chances of somebody around here where I live having it, like, and putting it in the garage sale is very slim. Because I think if somebody owned that game, they're the type of person that knows what it's worth now, or that knows. Yeah, I don't know. Just knows the value of it. They know what it is. It's not just going to be at a garage sale. And that's the other thing. If I came up on it at a garage sale and they had it marked down, like, really low, I would feel guilty, like, being like, okay, here's $5 for it, or here's $1 for it. When I know that game's worth, they can get $200 for it easily online. Ooh. Like, I just don't know. I'm the type of person I would just not feel morally right. Yeah. Just doing that. But
what if you came across it in a game store and they just happen to have a mark for $20?
That's different. Oh, totally would do it in a game store. Absolutely different.
But somebody who's just cleaning out, like, their closet full of stuff and they don't care about the pricing, they just got it laid out there, you feel guilty?
Yeah, I would, because they don't know. Like, I don't think they're going to know what it's worth. And yeah, I don't know.
They don't care.
That's true. I guess that's a
like,
risk,
especially if they're selling like that with like a whole bunch, like, in a box, just all bundled together, and they're just like, get it out of here.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple of those. Like, I came across a Wii like 5 years ago, and it was like a Wii with a couple of games and 2 remotes. One of the remotes was missing a back door, and I didn't realize it until I got home, but it was missing the sensor bar. Which you can't do anything with that without the sensor bar. But it was the original Wii that had like the
GameCube ports and everything.
GameCube ports, and they played GameCube games. It was like $20 at the garage sale. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll take it.
Yeah,
but I have no problem with that.
Sure,
you got to do your research, folks.
Yeah.
But okay, so for me, it's this is something that I can get. I could get if I wanted to get it, but I feel like the price is too high, and maybe it's because people want it, and that's what it's definitely because it's supply and demand. I get it. But the PSP, I've been wanting a PSP back since I got rid of my PSP.
Yep. Same.
Yes. And I don't know if I think I want the UMD PSP. I guess I would eventually want to get both of them, but I never played the second iteration of the PSP, was the Vita. I never played the Vita. So
I never did either.
Games, but I think it's like a step up from the original one. But yeah, the PSP, it had like a couple of like Grand Theft Auto games on it that were just on the PSP, and
the Stories God games.
Of War. Yeah, the Stories games. There's a couple Final Fantasies, Mega Man, stuff like that. So it's not just the PSP; it's the PSP and some other games that go with it. Now their online system is shut down, so all the digital games that I had bought for mine originally are gone now. I can't get those back, I'm sure. But
sure,
that's fine. I mean, other than like, I would be a little. I would have liked to have gotten it back when they had the store online still, and then put like my Metal Gear Solid PlayStation 1 for it because they had a bunch. I bought a bunch of PlayStation 1 games
Mm-hmm.
that were digital for it because they played great on it. And yeah, those are all gone now, which is kind of sad, but yeah, that's a lesson I learned about digital.
I'm sure if you look online,
oh yeah,
there's ways
you could hacksmith your way into it.
Yeah. But yeah, I had a PSP, and I had the Star Wars edition, like when they had they made Battlefront for PSP, and it had Vader on the back. It was a black. Well, I mean, all the PSPs are black, but this one had Vader like on the back of. Oh, did you have the white? The white one?
I had the blue, cobalt blue Madden edition one.
Yeah,
that was
I remember.
Slick. I liked it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a good little system. I mean, I remember when that first came out. It was like, oh my gosh, I can play PlayStation.
And I think there was a red game, God of War version one.
Yeah, that's right. I believe so. Yeah.
And then there was a silver one. But yeah, that was a great little game system. I kind of miss it. I keep every couple of years I hear rumors about them wanting to do another one, and I'm like, I really wish they would, but I don't think they will. I don't like the latest rumor I heard is that the PlayStation 6 is going to be a fully portable game system. I don't buy that. They're not going to go to a fully portable game system.
I could see them putting, because I've got a PlayStation Portable or PlayStation Portal. Yeah, I've got that for my PS5. I could see them doing a version of that you can take on the go, like be able to download your games to that, because right now it's just all cloud streaming. Like you can't, there's no actual storage on the unit. So I could see them doing that. I'd be fine with that. I mean, it's big, but man, that thing looks sharp.
Doesn't it utilize the PlayStation 5 for like emulate like the graphics and everything? Like you're streaming basically the PlayStation 5.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. So you couldn't like take that to go unless you had internet access all the time and your PlayStation 5 is at home just humming along.
Exactly. And you can do that. You can play them over you can play it over the internet, and I've done that before. But I could see them like with the PS6 and with technology, technology is always getting cheaper and cheaper for whatever. I could see them doing a new iteration of the Portal and having the option just to like, download your games to that and just run it on the go. But
basically be a PlayStation 4 in your hands.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't
know.
I mean, I don't think you run a PlayStation 6, I guess. That'd be a lot of horsepower on there.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be the full 6.
Maybe run PS4 and down locally on the thing, and then you'd stream PS5 or 6 games. I don't know. Sony didn't ask me. I'm just...
Right. I wish they would.
Oh, yeah.
I got some notes for you. But anyways. All right. Well, you say we roll our intro and get into this episode.
Let's do it.
All right. Your local video store card.
A comic book in your back pocket.
Games with no tutorials.
Music you had to discover.
And drinking water straight from the hose.
These are the things us millennials remember fondly. We are the Jennings brothers.
Join us after the streetlights come on
as we race our bikes from the top of the hill
right down memory lane.
Exchange those quarters, because this podcast takes tokens.
Open up your ears. Take a listen to us. Get This Podcast Takes Tokens downloaded in your memory. We're driven by the rhythm, like the beat of a good song, and we won't stop until we're standing out. To stand out above the crowd, even if we gotta shout out loud. Till ours is the only podcast you hear. Gonna stand out till you notice us in here. Yeah, we're doing a Goofy movie. I don't know how else to intro that one.
I mean, what do you do? That was great. That was great. You could have taken it up one notch and just sung it. Like,
no. I don't know if this is the place I want to debut my singing voice. I don't think anybody else wants me to either.
It was good. I liked it.
All right, yeah. So, Goofy movie released April 9th, 1995, with a tight 78-minute runtime and a budget of $18 million. Any guesses on the opening weekend and the gross?
Opening weekend, I'm gonna say 8 million,
All right,
and then gross
worldwide.
worldwide 50 million.
Okay, well, a little ambitious. Close.
Okay.
6.1 million opening weekend and a 35.4 million worldwide gross. So it did pretty
Okay.
decent. I mean,
I
it
bet
got
this.
a sequel, so.
It did, and I bet this. I bet this is one of those movies that did better when it came to home video.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Like, it was actually considered a bit of a not a failure, but it didn't go over as well as the Disney execs expected it to. But then home video, yeah, it just like, because they had this and Lion King, and Lion King was the full, like, whatever, $20 or whatever VHS was back then, and then Goofy movie was like $10 or $15. So people were bringing home Goofy movie,
Yeah.
because you can get a full length Disney film. And I gotta say, 78 minutes, it ran by quick, but it did not waste a second. Like,
No,
it felt
not at all.
really tightly wound, like in a good way. Like, it was precision for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoy this movie every time I watch it. This is like one of the family, favorite movies, and we watch it all the time. It's one of those movies that we'll just throw on in the background while we're doing other things, just because, like, we enjoy it. So how about I mean,
Oh my gosh!
first time, you guys watching this one in the house a lot, or what?
My daughter watches it quite a bit. I honestly, I'll tell you this. I have not sat down, like really sat down and watched this movie in its entirety in probably
20, 30
25 years.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's not a movie you're going to put on in the college dorm for sure. But
no, but this is now, I mean, I'm 38 years old. Like, I don't care. This movie's great.
Yeah,
Great
it's
movie.
fun.
Love
Good
it.
family movie.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. So when was the first time you remember seeing the movie? Back at the old house?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I know so. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was back at it was a dad's
I think we
house,
had a
and
copy of it at Dad's.
we
didn't
did. Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm assuming Dad or Aunt Kathy or my mom, somebody got it for me for
Yeah.
a gift for a birthday or Christmas or whatever. I don't remember. I know I did not watch this in the theaters.
No, yeah.
So, but yeah, I would watch this often.
Yeah.
Like, it was like this and the Turtles were like
Yeah.
my staples. Like, I would watch these a lot. So,
Do you think
yeah.
it was such a highly rewatchable movie as kids because it was a contemporary film? Like, it's set in a modern setting with modern aesthetics, which really resonates, I feel like, with the viewing audience, and it still does. Like, it holds up. It still resonates in the same ways.
I mean, when you go, I mean, you've been there. When you go to Disney World, it's like they still have merchandise there for a Goofy movie.
Yeah, they started rolling it out the last couple of years because of this. Because it's coming up on it is the anniversary right now.
Yeah,
I think it's 30-year anniversary right now.
Which
my wife keeps showing me specials and deals, and we can go, and she wants to meet Max and Goofy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's just not in the budget right now, but all right. I wish I could.
When we were there last year, I almost bought a Powerline T-shirt. And I wish I would have. Like, I'm sure, but like getting from Disney World, like,
proper,
would have been pretty cool.
Yeah. I cherish my Disney World shirt for sure. Like, there's something special about that one. But so man, this was a fun movie. I can't say enough good things about it. I've watched this one a lot. Like I said, we watched this one in the house. So when I put this one on this week, everybody came in and watched like at least a little bit of it. And like, it's on. We're watching it. We're having fun with it. It's a good time. Yeah, like I said, this is a staple in our house for sure now, and we really enjoy it. Max and Goofy, yeah, lots of fun. So all right, well let's get the hard question out of the way first. Um, what is it? Okay, stand out after today, eye to eye, on the open road, or Lester's Possum Park. What is the better song from a
Okay.
Goofy movie?
Okay.
Original song.
I will say Lester's Possum Park is really, really funny. I'm
It's a
not
good
saying that's
banger.
my answer, but that is. We can talk about that in a few minutes. But Lester's Possum Park, great. Eye to eye, eye to eye,
Eye to eye,
absolutely,
yeah.
all the way, all the way.
Is it the music video of it that does it? Is it because is that what sells it the most? You think, or is it just that good of a song?
It's. I mean, why? Like, I had a note on this. Why does Powerline have to go so hard? Like, it is. It is like you listen to this now, and you're like
Yeah.
I listened to it last night. I was watching it with Harper, with my daughter, and I when we finished, I immediately put it on my Spotify playlist. And I was listening to it this morning when I was driving to work because I'd forgotten about this song. I had remembered um uh Stand Out,
Yeah.
but for some reason I did not remember Eye to Eye.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. That's my answer. Eye to Eye is so good. It's so good. It could like just be it's something I could hear that like on it's a very
Grocery store.
90s like pop
Yeah.
song, you know, like I
Top
could
40.
yeah, I could
Yeah.
totally hear that. See that on the radio back then.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like I've heard their Eye to Eye, great song. There are you can find covers of the song, like that people have done, like legitimate like bands have covered. There's like a Punk Goes Disney thing, you know, like they had the whole Punk Goes for a while, and they did a Punk Goes Disney, and I think somebody did Eye to Eye, in like a punk version of it, which was fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm with you. That's Eye to Eye. It's got to be Eye to Eye for
Gotta
sure.
be.
Yeah,
Gotta be. I mean,
man, that
gosh.
music, that video, like the whole like the visual of it in the movie, like the performance was. That's what it is. The performance was amazing for an animated film. That was incredible.
It's like I'm saying, it's like of that. What was the budget? 18 million.
Right.
Like I feel like
there was 8 right there.
Yeah, it's just so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's been in my head all day. I've been working and I've been, singing Eye to Eye, and it's so good. It's so good. Yeah.
So this is a movie that's been with us for as long as we can remember. I can't really remember the first time I saw this movie. I just remember it being at the house and VHS, classic clamshell Disney film, and we'd throw in the VCR and watch it.
Yeah,
a lot. But yeah, I can't remember any. It's like I was like 14, 15, probably whenever we had it on VHS. But yeah, I can't remember the first time I saw it, but it's just, it feels like it's always been there. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Very good contemporary take on a Disney character.
Yeah.
Which you don't get that. But Goofy. Who knew? Goofy.
Well, and I think what makes this movie like so accessible to everybody, you've got the kids, the littles, they're like, oh, it's Goofy, oh, there's Pete, and all this. And then you've got, the teens or the tweens or whatever, and they get like, they resonate with Max, like he doesn't want to be around his parents, and he wants to do his own thing. And then you've got like looking at Goofy, like me watching this now as an adult, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally understand what Goofy's going through. Because it's like, I mean, to an extent, like we're blessed enough to where our teenager like actually wants to talk with us and hang out with us. Yeah. But I mean, I get it though. Like, you like he's doesn't feel like he knows his son anymore,
Yeah.
and he wants to have the same fun with him that his dad had with him,
Yeah.
and then he doesn't want any of it, and then you just feel so bad for Goofy a lot of times because you're just like, he's just trying.
Yeah.
And it may not be like something that Max is, may not be the funnest thing. It's kind of silly, but he's trying to, yeah, I don't know.
He's trying. That's
Yeah.
it. He's trying.
Yeah.
Do you think you could get away with just like coming home on a Friday and telling your family, "All right, we're going on a road trip to the lake this weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody pack up," or you got everybody packed. We're just getting in the car and we're rolling out. You think that could work for you and your family?
I doubt it.
I don't think I can pull it off either.
But to Goofy's defense, there's only 2 people in the family, so it's like we're doing this.
You're doing what yeah. You're doing what he wants to do for sure. I think this. I mean, it goes without saying, but I'm going to ask it: is Goofy a good dad?
Oh yeah,
I feel like he is. I mean, he is 100%. Like he's got Max at the center of his world, and he just wants to connect with this boy that he's kind of, Max is what? Probably a freshman in high school, going on to be a sophomore in high school. I'd say he's like 14, 15, something in that range. At that age, they were trying to establish who they are. So they tend to detach a bit, and sometimes they detach a little more. And he's just trying to, reconnect. Now they'll come back. They do. But he's in that. It's a hard thing as a parent to go through, is to let them go out and discover who they are and who they want to be. But you want to be kind of part of that. You've been with them on this journey through, learning to walk and talk and first days of school and all these other things. And then suddenly they decide they don't need you and they're going to go off and do their own thing. It's hard to let go. It's hard to let them do that. And you, like I said, you kind of want to be part of that. You want to continue that journey with them. But, I feel like, I think it goes without saying, he's a good dad. He's a great dad.
Really. Oh yeah.
I mean, Goofy's he's born to be a dad. I feel like I don't think there's a single one of, I don't think Mickey could be as good a dad as Goofy is.
No. Goofy's, like, I mean, he's definitely a better dad than Pete. Like, Pete's just...
Pete. Why does Goofy listen to Pete? Like, what has Pete done?
I just sent Pete packing a long time ago. Like, I mean... Everything
he hasn't given him a word of good advice. No. And Goofy is still like listening to him. Like he is just this fountain of parenting knowledge.
Yeah.
Like he's, I don't understand this. Like I feel like maybe, because it is Pete, a character that we're familiar with, we understand his antagonistic nature inherently being exposed to Disney. So it goes without saying that he's not going to have the best advice for Goofy or the best of intentions for Goofy. He just kind of wants Goofy to be like him because he feels like he's right and has all the answers to everything. But yeah, I don't understand why he listens to him.
Like every time he tries to take Pete's advice,
things
just go bad with Max.
Yeah.
Like it's
and
just,
he
eventually realizes that.
But. Yeah. He even says, I've tried listening to your advice, but, whenever I started to kind of loosen up and relax and kind of go with it, things went great.
Yep.
But it's the second I start taking your advice, things go wrong. But I don't know. It's Pete. So this whole world, everybody's a dog. But you got Pete the cat in there. Is he Pete the cat, or is he like a Doberman or something like that in this world?
I think Pete's a cat. Okay. I'm going to look it up here. Is Pete a cat?
But it's got to be specifically in the Goofy movie universe.
Oh, sure. But I mean, surely they would use... I mean, surely they're not going to change what his species is.
I don't know. Maybe he's ambiguous. He could be just whatever he needs.
Yeah. Well, he originally bore the appearance of a bear.
Oh.
But in 1928, he was defined as a cat.
Okay.
So...
Pete the cat.
In a Goofy movie. See if it changes it at all. I don't think it does.
No, still Pete the cat.
Yeah, he's Pete the cat. Yeah.
All right,
So
Pete the
yeah,
cat, you heard
there's
it
all
here
these
first.
dogs
And one lonely cat.
and a
No
cat.
wonder why
and,
he's mad. He's just by
yeah,
himself. He's the
that's
only
right.
cat.
That's right.
Right? And I mean, I know we obviously don't know, but how is it that Pete is a single dad and Goofy is a single dad?
Oh, I'll tell you.
I think Pete. I'm pretty sure Pete's wife left him. Like,
That's what I'm getting ready to say.
There's no way she's sticking
wife,
around.
Goofy's wife, must have passed
That's a sad
away
story
or something. Yes.
Yeah,
Pete's wife
left.
She wouldn't
ran.
have any of this.
There's a Pete's wife shaped hole in the back of the kitchen.
That's right.
She wasn't having none of that, Pete.
No.
Or, and hear me out here, maybe she's worse than Pete, and like maybe she's off in prison or something.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I guess that's a possibility.
Yeah, maybe Pete might like the wild ones. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah.
So does this film feel like this Goofy movie animated film? This came out around the same time, I think, between Lion King and Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like it fits within those, or does it feel like maybe something a little different?
It's its own thing.
It's its own thing. All right.
It's not. I mean, it's
like
more,
not in a bad way.
No. It's more. To me, this is. How do I want to say it? We've established that it's contemporary.
Yeah.
And I'm still holding to that. But as with it featuring Goofy and Pete, it is more traditional Disney with a contemporary flair, as opposed to Lion King and Aladdin are
fantastical.
Aladdin's based on a story, and Lion King, I honestly think they took that from. I think there was some Japanese animated movie, if I remember right, that kind of was the same thing.
I thought it was Star Wars.
Yeah, that was it. It's a Disney take on Star Wars before Disney owned Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. No, yeah, I heard that they took it from.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all their big properties are stories about they bought. I say bought, but acquired or in the public domain, like the Hans Christian Andersen stuff. I think is all public domain. That's why they keep using all that stuff. But yeah, I think it's contemporary, so it stands out a little differently. But it's definitely, it still feels like a Disney movie. It just doesn't feel like a big Disney film, which I mean, it wasn't. This was Disney trying to do something different at the time. They were trying to do more the lower budget stuff, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Something that would kind of bridge the gap between home video and big blockbuster Lion King and all that kind of stuff. And it succeeded in that, right? I don't know that we've had much else come out of that as far as like these kind of like stopgaps, if you will.
Yeah, it's usually, just big blockbusters or like the straight to home video, which is always a significant dip in quality.
Yeah, it has been until recently. Now with like streaming,
streaming's one thing.
That changed the game a bit.
Yeah, but I remember stuff like Lion King 2.
Oh yeah, 2.5.
That always surprised me. Like with as popular as the original Lion King was, why they didn't just do a proper 2-theater sequel to that?
Because sequels weren't a thing back then.
Yeah.
Like they weren't going. It wasn't until I think Toy Story 2 that they really were like, oh, we can like do full sequels to the original film and treat it just the same, and it'll still do as well. And then they started churning out like sequels like crazy, because that's whenever Pixar really took off with like Finding Nemo and Finding Dory and like doing all the sequels to all the different things. And I think some Disney films they did a couple sequels to. As well, like I think Lilo and Stitch, the sequel they did to that was a full theatrical run. But I think it was in the Goofy movie vein where it wasn't a full budget film, but it wasn't like a straight to video thing. It was kind of in between. Which I know with like Toy Story 2, that was originally going to be a straight to video, and then they got to looking at it and they're like, oh, if we just kind of polish this up a little bit, this could be a full on
real. I
real
didn't
movie.
know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a game changer that would have been if they had just released that.
They had Tom Hanks's brother doing the voice of Woody, and somebody else doing the voice of Buzz Lightyear, and so they had Tom Hanks and Tim Allen come in and re-record the lines as as the characters, and then made the full-on sequel out of it, which that's how we got there. But anyway, so yeah, Goofy movie, to get back on task, was it's kind of the stopgap between full feature animation and home video. And I know they there's I don't want to sit here and dictate the entire thing, but there's a good, on Disney Plus, they have a good documentary they recently did for a Goofy movie called Not a Goof or something like that.
Yeah,
not just a goof or something.
Yeah, not just a goof. That was it.
Yeah, and it goes into like, I don't know if you've seen it, but it goes into like all the details about the production side of it and like what all went into making this movie and a bunch of the hurdles that they ran into and some like the things that they did that were a little different. Like typically with an animated movie, the director doesn't sit in with the voice actors. They have a voice acting director, and the voices are recorded, and then the animation is done, and the two are merged together. But the director isn't really involved with the voice recording, which is kind of odd, I thought. But so this director, Kevin Lima, wanted to be involved, and so he inserted himself there and started directing the voice actors and everything, and it really brought about a better performance, I would argue, from everybody involved. And you can kind of tell, like it comes off really good because of it. And then there were some really weird notes that they were getting handed by like Disney execs. I don't want to get into all of them, but there was one like where they wanted Goofy to sound normal compared to everybody else.
Really?
Like they didn't want him to sound like Goofy. They wanted him to sound like, they wanted, I think, Steve Martin to voice him just in a normal voice as Goofy. And that was just really, really weird. So they had like Bill Farmer, who does the voice of Goofy, they had him just read the lines like normal, like in his normal speaking voice. And they ran back for the executive, and he was like, yeah, okay, just keep him the Goofy voice.
I mean, it's a Goofy movie. It has to be Goofy. Yeah.
So anyways, that's a great, if you want more on a Goofy movie, if you really enjoy it, I highly recommend it. It's like an hour and a half, but it's a lot of knowledge. It's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff, and it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, I saw that last night after we finished a Goofy movie. I saw that. I'm like, I didn't realize this was a thing. And so
they had put it out just a couple weeks ago. Although they didn't touch on Pauly Shore, who we haven't brought up yet.
I know.
In this movie is playing the same character from Encino Man, basically.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Stony 2.0.
Yeah, that's right. And that's fine. That's what Pauly Shore excels at. That's what we love him for. And that's fine. I enjoyed it through and through. Yeah, I love all his and all that stuff he does. It's great. It may not be some people's cup of tea. It's mine. I love it. So
it was fun. I enjoyed it. Uncredited, though. He went uncredited for this movie.
Did he?
Which was, because like I'm watching the movie and I was like going through IMDb as I'm watching it. I'm like, he's not on here, and I was like, okay, maybe. I was like, he'll probably be lower on the bill. And I go through, he's not on IMDb. He's not on the credits as they roll in the film, and I was like, well, that's really weird. I wonder why he didn't get credited for this. So I go in and I dig into it a little bit more. Apparently, Pauly Shore opted to not be credited for this movie because he didn't want Disney selling the movie based on his name like they had done with Robin Williams and the Genie. Like Robin Williams did
Oh,
the
yeah.
voice of Genie in Aladdin, and he said, just don't make it Robin Williams as the Genie in Aladdin or something like that. And apparently a lot of the marketing was around Robin Williams being the Genie in Aladdin, and he wasn't too pleased about that. So Pauly Shore was like, I don't want that to be me either, because he's a comedian. He knew Robin Williams, and I guess they had talked, and he was like, I don't want that either. So he said, I won't go uncredited because I don't want you guys to use my name to sell this movie alone. I want it to be, to be a movie that stands out on its own, if you will.
keep saying it.
It keeps coming back. It works.
It does.
It stands out.
Yeah.
But this movie opened up against Bad Boys and Tommy Boy. Were the number 1 and number 2 to Goofy's number 3 at the box office, which that's to still pull out $6 million against those two on opening weekend.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive, I gotta say.
Well, and I mean, really, like if you've got kids and you're like, hey, let's go to the movies. I mean,
what are we gonna watch?
I'm gonna take them to see. I'm gonna take my 8-year-old to see Bad Boys or Tommy Boy. Oh, here's Goofy.
Yeah,
we're going to Goofy.
We're gonna go check out Goofy. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, what was probably? We'll go with favorite scene. Favorite scene from the movie.
Oh, I love the Bigfoot scene.
Yeah.
I love when it's everything about that. Like when Goofy's, teaching Max, do this, and let it fly. And then when Bigfoot grabs the stake and he's reeling it in, he's like, Maxie, get the camera. And then he says, I'd never noticed, of course, it's been a long time since I've watched it, but he's like, this thing's got to be over 3 pounds.
Yeah. It's so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pete's reaction when he sees Bigfoot, he just like throws everything in
the grill in the back of the grill and everything.
And then I love when they're him and Goofy and Max, they get in the car and they've got everything locked, and you just see Bigfoot out there. He's rummaging through stuff. He's got the underwear on his head, and he opens up the little crotch slot, and then he closes it. And then I think the funniest image is when Goofy and Bigfoot are snoring, and they've been snoring all night. And then you see Max, and his eyes are bloodshot and red, and he's just so big.
Yeah. That was pretty great.
Yeah, I love it. What was yours?
I think it was that one. That was probably, it's that or the Powerline concert. Visually, the Powerline concert is stunning and a lot of fun. But the Bigfoot scene is it's so funny. And you pretty much have touched on all of it. He's reeling him in, and Max is like, Dad, it's Bigfoot. And he's like, oh, you mind stepping back a second, Mr. Foot? You're out of focus. It's just such a goofy thing.
Yeah.
It's goofy. Yeah. But
it is. It is. And speaking, like, when you're talking about the Powerline concert, like, there was even, like, that's the thing. I think the thing that is so fun about Goofy as a character is that he gets put in these just silly situations.
Yeah.
And like when he comes up in that dome for the concert, and then the electricity hits him, and it says that very cartoonish, like he's in different poses every time. I laugh every time I watch that. It's so funny. Or when he's backstage and he sees that lady and she's like dressing.
Oh yeah.
And he's like curling his ears and everything. Yeah.
Gorsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goofy's great.
Yeah, he is.
So, speaking of Powerline, we know Powerline is based on like three characters or 3 artists, but who does Powerline remind you of the most? Whenever you see Powerline, who do you see?
Oh, I see Michael Jackson.
Oh, you see Michael Jackson?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I've always seen Michael Jackson. I can see Prince. Yeah. I can see that.
Right.
But who are the 3 they based him off of?
Prince, Bobby Brown. Was it Bobby Brown? No. Yeah, Bobby Brown, Prince, and I think Michael Jackson was the other one.
It had to have been Michael Jackson. I mean,
yeah,
because Max is doing the moonwalk in that scene at the high school. I'm like, there's no way they wouldn't they put that in and not be a nod to.
I mean, how is he not king of the school? Like,
Oh
that
my gosh.
was fantastic. Everybody's like, oh, who is this kid? He's so cool. And then it turns out, like, they, he takes off his glasses or whatever, and they see, and he's like, oh, it's just the goofy kid. But he still did a really cool thing.
Oh my gosh. It was so cool. Yeah.
Right?
It would have been like, man, over like in that instant, king of the school at that point.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that always kind of bugged me. All the kids were just like saying like, oh yeah, we're going to dismiss all this coolness because it's Max, who throughout the movie is a pretty cool character.
Oh yeah.
Legitimately, he's a cool guy. Like naturally, I should say, naturally, he's a pretty cool guy. Like even like, like whenever he's chatting up Roxanne and everything, other than spinning this little yarn about knowing Powerline, he's pretty smooth with her.
How naive is she to believe this story? Like, I get it. Like, okay, in the end, it all works out and it happens, But to believe that story,
I think she wanted to believe it.
Yeah, that's got to be the only thing. Because I'm like, really, like really, you really think that?
How many people did you know growing up that were like, oh yeah, I know this famous person, or I know this person, or
that's true.
There was always somebody that was like telling little fibs or little white lies, and you're like, I mean, I can't prove it's not true, but I don't believe it's true.
No, okay, yeah, sure. But did anybody come up to you in high school and say, my dad used to be in a band with Michael Jackson? My dad used to be in a band with Prince.
I knew somebody that claimed that their dad used to roadie for Metallica. So, I mean, I only heard it from them. I never got any actual proof of it. Okay. And the guy was like a Mormon, not priest or whatever, but he was like pretty, involved in the Mormon church and everything. I'm like, this doesn't fit, but all right.
Pre-conversion, I guess.
Sure, I guess. I guess we all have our own lives outside of or before or whatever, but I don't know. It's still, it all felt fishy.
When I was younger watching this, when I was a kid, I mean, she's a cartoon character, but Roxanne had it going on.
Yeah, she was.
Then. Did you ever feel that way when you were a kid watching this?
Yeah, okay, so how does the character of Roxanne compare to other movie quote unquote dream girls? Because that's who she was. She was kind of like this 90s dream girl character throughout the movie. Is she a fairly well developed character for the movie, or maybe should we have used a little more? Could we have gotten to know her a little better?
I mean, I think we could always get to know her because she was, how much screen time did she really have?
Like, like 10 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, the movie was about Goofy and Max. But I think she was a good character. I think that she served her purpose, and I think that, you got enough out of her to make her seem believable and not just some cookie cutter
she had some
character.
Depth to her.
Yeah,
because you definitely like, like you said, you're kind of like, oh yeah. I mean, she was like a real like you can kind of see her as a real person, and like this is the type of girl that I would like to get to know myself personally, for sure. I think she fit that mold very well, and I agree. Definitely, like that was the type of girl that I wanted to get to know at 14, 15.
Sure.
I guess I was about the same age as Max in this movie. It came out.
You're Max.
I'm the same age. That was weird. I didn't realize that.
Matt brings up a good point here. One of our loyal listeners, Matt. He said the worst part about Roxanne was that she wasn't in the second one. I was getting ready to touch on that. Yeah. She is not in the second one. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the classic. Like he goes off to college.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't remember if like in the beginning, if they had a moment where they're like, we're going to keep in touch, or it's a long distance thing, or we broke up or whatever. But like he goes off to college, and that's how that story goes in movies. And I guess in real life, I don't know. I never left to go to college. So, but I imagine that's how that goes. I can't long distance. I can't imagine that's going to work out for her.
Oh, I can't either.
But I haven't heard too many stories of that, I should say, that aren't from like grandparents or something where it's like, well, we had 3 choices.
Yeah.
Oh,
But Roxanne was good. I liked
yeah,
Roxanne. I thought she was fine. I even liked her friend Stacy. Seemed like that was a very realistic character. It was Stacy, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Very realistic. Like I have seen this girl in school when I was
Yeah.
growing up. Like she's very much like she's studious and she's like gained popularity just because of like
Who
she's
her
not
friends were growing up.
yes, and it's
Yeah.
not like she's not like unattractive, but like
No.
she's not like the like some goddess, you know, that
Yeah.
people see walking around or whatever.
And she's fun. She's
Yeah,
not.
she's
She's not the
fun.
life of the party, but she's
Yeah.
fun to hang out
Yeah.
with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why. His name isn't Stoney in this movie? What's his name
Bobby.
in this movie? Bobby. Yeah. I
Bobby.
can see why him and or her and Bobby kind of
Yeah.
like have their moment. That's a decent pairing. I can say.
Oh. I wouldn't. That's the movie. That's the sequel I want to see. I want to see Bobby like trying to take her out on dates, going to meet her parents. You know, that'd be fun. Like
Whipping out a can of Cheese Whiz.
oh
and
my gosh,
pouring a big pile in his hand and shoving it in his face.
it'd be like Son-in-Law again. It's the animated version of Son-in-Law.
Maybe that's what Son-in-Law is. It's the sequel we didn't get.
There you go.
Well, while we're on the subject of Roxanne, one more question on Roxanne. Was it wrong of Max to lie to Roxanne, or can we agree that this is probably just a teenager talking a big game and it just got out of hand?
Wrong.
Like, all right, 100% wrong.
100% wrong. Like that could have backfired.
Oh yeah,
and he would have never ever been able to talk to her again. Like
he regretted it instantly.
All he had to do, literally, all he had to do with what we've seen of Roxanne, she's a very understanding person.
Mm-hmm.
All he had to do was say, "Hey, I really wanted to do this with you. I really did. My dad is forcing me to go on this trip with him."
To. He started. Did he? I'm pretty sure that's how. And she was just immediately like, "Oh well, I guess I'll find somebody else to go." Like she couldn't go alone. She had to find somebody else to go with, which is what sparked Max to be like, "No, wait a minute." Which is the part where I'm like, this is where Max gets like he's creeping up to the line where it's like, I don't like the idea of you going with somebody else, so I'm gonna make up this lie so that you don't go with somebody else. Which brings up my other issue is like he wasn't gonna be able to take her, so she was like, okay, well I'll find somebody else to go with me. Like she couldn't go to the party by herself, and then whenever he said, oh no, I'm going to meet Powerline, she was like, oh, I'll go by myself now and wait for you.
No, it's just which is stupid. It's
yes, like, it's a little. It's this is the
You're
thin
still
part
going
of
by
the plot
yourself.
For me. Yeah, this part of the plot is where I'm like, it's a little like okay. Well, I think like he should have gotten in the car with Goofy and they should have just taken off.
Yeah,
and she didn't know what was happening, and then maybe Pete was like, oh yeah, his dad like dragged him off and blah blah blah, and then maybe Pete makes up the lie for him, and then he's got to hold it, like, because then they meet up with Pete later and he's got to hold the line on that or something. I don't know. I think that might have been a little better, a little more believable. Like your friend digs you into this hole and you got to dig yourself out of it type of situation. That's the way it should have gone. That's how that's my change to the movie.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know
if you agree or not.
I agree with you. Yeah, I don't. That part of the movie to me was just a little bit. It was a little bit of a stretch, I thought.
Yeah.
But, so something we didn't hit yet, and I'm curious. We've been doing this the last couple episodes. What was the Rotten Tomatoes score on this?
Yes, I know. I forgot about it. I was going to bring it up towards the end, but that's fine.
Okay.
So Rotten Tomatoes score was a. Have you seen it?
No, I've not. I've intentionally not looked at it. Okay.
Tomato meter and then popcorn
tomato meter. Okay. Tomato meter. I'm going to say like 58%.
64?
Okay. Popcorn meter.
Yeah.
78.
71.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little better than I thought it was going to be on both ends. Actually, I guess the popcorn meter I'd expect to be a little higher because this one's got got a special place for most people.
It's like a cult following almost with this. Yeah.
But I guess there's like some people that we get on here and be like, well, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be because everybody says they liked it or whatever. You know, like, yeah, some people are just, it's got to be the best thing ever. But yeah, so that's not bad. That's 64 and 71. That's pretty
respectable,
solid. I think that's our highest one we've done so far.
Yeah. For our summer movies, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
For the summer, since we've been doing it. For the summer,
Yep.
we'll continue with it going forward.
That's
but
right.
yeah. All right.
Lester's Possum Park.
Lester's Possum Park. That was
those mechanical things.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, you're watching this and you're like,
I've been there.
I've been there.
I've seen this.
I've lived this scenario before.
Yes.
Some roadside
something
attractions
like this.
That's just like
hanging on by a thread,
and they're like just milking everything they can out of it before the owner retires and just like cuts ties with the whole thing. I've seen it many times. Hannibal, Missouri has several of those places.
Oh, I'm sure. You know, if I ever, whenever I go back to Disney, if they have possum hats, I am so getting one of those.
Yes.
I want the possum hat so bad.
I know.
If I could take anything, if I could have anything from this movie, it's a possum hat. I want the possum hat. It's so funny. It's so goofy. I would never wear it, but I just want it.
Oh, I'd wear it around Disney. I'd wear it around Disney. I like with just pride. Absolute pride. I would wear it around
Disney. At Disney. Yeah. Because you're at Disney, but like, you know, around town, like I'm not going to wear it when I get home, but yeah, that's what I would want from the movie. Possum. It's film was fun.
I want to see if Disney ever builds a Lester's Possum Park at Disney World, I am going back. Go
back just for the Possum Park.
It has to look like it's run down. Like, it has to be rickety, and they could do it. You know, I mean, Disney magic. They could do it. They could do it.
Complete with the guy banging on the side of it to get it to pop back up.
Yeah. That was so funny.
The little girl sitting next to him with like the missing teeth, and she's like, no.
Oh yeah, and I love when the possum like jumps. So they've got the possums hanging there to take pictures.
Oh yeah,
and the flash photography scares them. So how many people have been attacked by possums because of this flash photography? And why do they keep doing
a photo op?
And a photo op. And it runs into Max's shirt, and he's trying to get it out of there. And the people see him, and they think he's dancing, so they start playing this like hillbilly bluegrass music. It's great.
Yeah.
Lester's
the
Possum.
Whole Lester's Possum thing. Yeah. That was so much fun. I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite locations from the film is Lester's Possum Park.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's just like, it's a great little like transition piece because it kind of carries us into I think Max ends up telling Goofy about like missing out on this chance with Roxanne and everything. He kind of starts to open up a little bit here.
I think so.
And whenever they get back to the car, and then he's like, just forget it. And then
yeah.
Goofy's like, well, okay, I guess, or whatever. But so what are Goofy's motivations throughout this film? Like, he starts out like not wanting, because he believes his kid, like Pete starts feeding him all this stuff about like, he's going to end up in jail, and he's a menace to society, and you got to get in there and save him. And so like he sets off on the road trip, but then like, it kind of keeps going. And I don't know, what do you think continues to motivate him throughout this film to like, see him through?
I think he just he keeps getting resistance from Max.
Yeah.
And I think that he's being a good dad. That's what it is. He just wants to make sure that his son feels loved.
Yeah.
And he wants to build that relationship with him so that he doesn't like go down some, it is as far-fetched as the path was that Pete laid out before him. He cares enough about Max. He doesn't want to see that happen. He's like, I'm going to do everything I can to not, to make sure he doesn't go down that path, and make sure that he knows that I love him and that I'm here for him and that I,
make a
want
connection
to,
with him.
yeah, I want to spend time with him.
Yeah.
That's me. And then I think there's also the nostalgia in the back of his mind, because he was very, very close from the stories he tells with his father. And I think that he kind of longs for that with Max,
I think it's the connection. Like, he wants that connection that he had with his dad, but he only knows the one way to get it is the way that him and his dad got it. And so they kind of like, I guess throughout the film, they just end up figuring out how to make their own connection. So do you think like, this is the sequel we need, is Max now has a kid and he's about the same age. He's about 15. And he's like, you know what? We're going to go travel across town or across country, and we're going to go catch Powerline in concert, because that's what me and my dad connected over.
Yeah.
Is going to see. And his kid's like, I don't want to go see Powerline. Powerline is stupid. I want to go see Bumblebee, whatever they decide is like the new character, whatever. And or I want to just sit around and play games or whatever it is. And
I want to go fishing.
That's it. He says, I want to go fishing with Grandpa Goofy. Yes. Yeah. And then Goofy's like, no, man, you just got to take him fishing and connect with him that way, because that's what he wants to connect on. And Goofy or Max is like, no, we got to go see Powerline, because that's the way to do it. Yep.
Powerline's out there with
we need that sequel.
A crut or a cane, and he's
no, Powerline's still got the moves. He's still got the moves.
He does. Sure.
I mean, think about it. Like, how many acts from that time that are still around are still performing? Like, the Rolling Stones have been doing their going out of business tour for 30 years.
The Stones have been out of business for a long time. They keep playing, but it's not there anymore.
Magic's not the same.
I love the Stones, but you listen to them now, they're not the same band.
But like Aerosmith, same way. Like, they're still touring. Like, all these bands are still going.
Yeah.
Some of them, they still got the energy too. Some of them don't. Some of them do.
Yeah.
But I think
Powerline. I think still would. Powerline would. Oh, Powerline. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, it's fun. I want to see more Powerline. We need more Powerline.
I know. It was. It's just so good. Powerline is so good.
He was. It's because he was the best of all of them characters. He was the best.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just this amalgamate, produced. So it's of course it's great because it was produced.
Sure.
I think I've pretty much hit on everything except for one thing.
Okay. Same.
And it's just because we ran through it really quick and I forgot about it. But the Bigfoot, whenever the headphones fall on his head and it's the Bee Gees Staying Alive, and he's just kind of doing the little disco dance in the background.
In the background, he's he's moving.
That was killing me. I love that.
Yeah, bar none. That Bigfoot scene's the funniest one. I mean, Lester's Possum Park's really good, but that whole Bigfoot scene, it's just great. It's great. And then there's some seriousness in there because they're stuck in the car.
High dad soup.
High dad soup.
Little tearjerker action going on. Yeah, gotta bring you back down.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good scene though.
That's it is. Yeah. So my question for you, last thing I've got on my notes.
All right.
Did Max really learn anything?
Right, because he got what he wanted.
He gets everything he wants, right?
Yeah. There was no lesson to be learned there. Really.
No. Yeah. Goofy gets. I mean, I guess Goofy in a way kind of gets what he wants. He gets a connection with Max, but the reason he gets a connection with Max is because he gives Max what he wants.
Yeah, breaks into a concert.
Yeah,
for his son. Man, maybe what he learns is his dad's there for him.
Yeah,
and that's the lesson he needed to learn. Was that family's got your back, or what is it? Ohana means family, or whatever that we keep getting told in all these different Disney films. But he didn't. Nothing really changed for Max.
It wasn't much of an arc.
He didn't lose anything. He didn't lose anything.
Yeah. I mean,
to
I
be
guess
in
he
the
had to
game.
fess up to Roxanne, but
Yeah, he did in the end. He like
yeah,
confessed, but she was like, "Yeah, but I saw you on stage, so
yeah,
same,
yeah,
right?"
yeah, yeah.
I guess I lied. I got one more.
Okay.
How many people? Like, is there? There's got to be. Goofy has got to be wanted in at least 3 states that I've seen throughout this movie. He murdered so many people on the road, just running people down, pushing them off the
Yep.
highway.
Yep.
How is he not like he's going to jail? Like, how many people? What's the over under? How many people do you think he murdered on the road?
The over under.
He's just knocking them off left and right.
Well, and here's the other thing that I thought about with that. I thought about it earlier today. I didn't write it down, and now you saying that it brings this up. I think Goofy's the real loser here, right? Like not like, oh, he's a loser, but like his car is destroyed.
Oh yeah,
You know, he he had like so much stuff got thrown away. Like Max threw out the possum hat that he bought him.
oh yeah,
He all the stuff gets destroyed by Bigfoot. And Goofy, you can't tell me he's making 6 figures being a photographer at a department store.
yeah.
So I think he got the raw end of the deal on this.
Yeah, he's making up for that one for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, it's '90s, so
Yeah.
yeah, I guess there's that at least.
Yeah.
Well,
It's the
wrapped up.
90s. Oh, so terrible. Well, at least we're living in the 90s. It's fine.
Things are cheaper. Yeah, like you
That's
just
yeah,
make up for
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, you can pay like $2,000 for a new car versus
Yeah,
now where
yeah.
it's like 20 and you can maybe get a new car.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
Maybe.
well, I had fun with Goofy movie.
Oh,
you guys had fun with
oh
Goofy
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
You'll have to sit down and watch an extremely Goofy movie.
Yes,
With you,
yes, I will. But no Roxanne, so
Nah. All right. Stale popcorn. You got any stale popcorn for us?
One thing I didn't mention in the last episode,
Oh yeah.
the scene, because for listeners that didn't hear the last episode, we discussed Encino Man.
Yeah.
I had a note and I missed it.
Okay.
I love the last scene in Encino Man where it just comes full circle. And Stoney,
stale popcorn.
yeah, was it okay?
Go on.
Stoney and Link see the mud prints and the other prints on the window.
Yep.
And they walk in and they find his girlfriend in the bathtub. Great. I love just the full circle of it.
All right. Well, that brings up my stale popcorn, which is that became a spinoff.
It did.
TV series. Yes, they ran a pilot for it. Encino Woman.
Yep.
I never saw it. I didn't bother looking it up online, but this was a thing. Like they spun it off into a whole TV show. Which
it was the same writer that
really
that wrote Encino Man. Yep. Yeah.
All right. I can see that. I don't know why. Whenever we were watching Encino Man, I thought this was like one of those MTV movies, but it wasn't.
It looks like it though, doesn't it?
Kind of feels like it. Yeah, I kind of thought it was an MTV movie, but it wasn't.
Does.
I was kind of surprised by that. But
I seem to remember. So, and maybe I just missed it, but you're watching the movie and they're going to the prom, and there's the earthquake, and you see the champagne glasses shaking by the pool. I seem to remember that earthquake. I thought that the camera panned over to the side of the pool, and it like some dirt falls away, and you see some ice there.
Oh,
I thought, but I don't remember seeing that when I watched it again. And I mean, I watched it. I've got it on disc. Like I watched the actual. It wasn't like some version that it was streaming that they went back and edited.
Well, it was the disc, not the VHS.
True.
Plus, often for I'll call it terrestrial. No, broadcast television. They will edit the film a little differently sometimes. Like they'll adjust it so that the timing fits into a 2-hour slot with what is it, like 12 minutes of commercials, or however many minutes of commercials go into 2 hours. I think it's like 22 minutes of commercials or something like that. So that there's an exact like number of minutes of actual movie. So you don't have too many commercials or too few. I think they have like a 2-minute buffer in there somewhere.
Mm.
But so they'll often edit in or out some scenes to make it a little longer, a little shorter, depending on what the movie needs. So it may have been something like that where they just added a little extra, little longer on the pan or something like that.
Yeah, could have been. I just seem to remember it, but
yeah,
I didn't see it this time.
No, I wasn't looking for it, but I could see that. Well, I do have one more, but I was going to save it for a future episode, but it's still on the Encino Man topic, and I don't want to keep hitting Encino Man on every one of these, so I'm going to throw it out there real quick. Michael DeLuise, who plays the spiky blonde-haired jerk guy, Matt. Yeah. He was also in Wayne's World. He was one of the tech guys. But did you know that he is the son of Dom DeLuise?
Dom DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise, the comedian from like the 70s and 80s. He did like Cannonball Run with Burt Reynolds. He's kind of a larger guy. Usually had like a goatee mustache. No, man, I know.
I know.
You're gonna look him up later and be like, "Oh, Dom DeLuise." Yes, Dom DeLuise was his dad, but he was a big comedian back in the 70s and 80s.
Interesting.
I was surprised by that. I was watching. Well, I wasn't. My wife has been watching Gilmore Girls, rewatching.
Oh yeah, I've seen that several times. I'm
not
ashamed to say.
He's on it. The Michael DeLuise. He plays like.
Dom DeLuise.
Dom
now
DeLuise.
I'm seeing it. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, he's on Gilmore Girls, and that's why I was like, "Oh man, that's the guy from Encino Man that we just watched." And then I got to looking at him some more, and he's Dom DeLuise's son, and he was on an episode of Lost, and he did the video for Dixie Chicks, "Goodbye Earl." Like he played the Earl character in the video for that one.
Okay.
The music video. He was in Third Rock from the Sun, 21 Jump Street. He had a pretty long stretch on. So yeah, pretty decent little career.
Yeah.
It just was interesting. I was like, oh wow, this guy's just like done a lot more than just this one little character.
And looking at Dom DeLuise,
no, yeah, you can kind of see it.
I can see. Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah.
He's like a handsomer version of Dom DeLuise.
yeah.
Although now he kind of looks a little more like Dom DeLuise.
Does he?
Especially in like the Gilmore Girls when I see him in that one, I was like, oh yeah, he kind of looks a little more Dom look. Dommy now. But that was all my steel popcorns.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah. Do we have any gum under the seat for this week?
We do. We got a couple. We got two here actually from Matt that he had commented. I think when we were talking earlier about Pete's wife, not knowing this is So these are from this episode today. He said Peggy from the Goof Troop cartoon. I don't remember the Goof Troop cartoon.
Yeah, I remember watching it. I don't remember the characters. I know I watched it, and that was a couple years before this movie came out. I know there was like there was a female character on there. I just don't remember the relationships or how all that worked. It's like, it was 30 years ago. I don't remember.
Yeah. And see, I don't even really remember the cartoon. The Goof Troop that I remember was the Super Nintendo game. That was a puzzle game that was very good. Okay, she was Pete's wife, he says. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Very cool. Thank you, Matt.
She and then left him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely left him. Yes.
But Disney doesn't show that.
No. That's a different. That's like the Punisher Marvel movie.
It's the prestige version of Disney.
That's the prestige version. Coming next year. Matt also said, Matt also said, I've been getting through the Firefly series episodes. Just makes me want to play the board game, which if you haven't played, it's great. I've not played the board game. I've seen it, yes, but I have not played it. So I am something we'll have to.
I'm a big board game collector. That's another thing. That's one of my holy grail ones. I'm like, if I see that and it's at a decent price, I want to get it. But I always see it at like conventions and stuff like that where it's like $150, $200 or something like that, and I'm like, that's a lot for a board game, especially
does it have Nathan Fillion's autograph on it? Because then I'll pay that, but I'm not paying that for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could probably go online and pick it up for like less than 50 or around 50 or something like that. And just like I don't know. I like to like buy my things in person. Weird like that.
Yeah.
My collectible things, I like to find them out in the wild.
Kind of makes the hunt a little more fun.
Hunt. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Last one we had was wink and a nod, Fozzie Guy, for our Happy Gilmore episode on Spotify. He commented, I think your question for that episode for the Retro Ramble was like, what was something that you wanted to do when you were a kid and now like you're a little too old for, or it seems a little bit silly. Fozzie wrote, I wanted to be the next George Brett and play for the Kansas City Royals. One season of Fast Pitch solved that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, who didn't like George Brett back then? You know, from around here, it was, around the Kansas City area. Yeah.
But I'm assuming he's somebody big. Yeah. I mean, he sounds like a big name.
Yeah. That's all the gum under the seat I've got.
All right. Well.
Yeah. I'll give you a Retro Ramble question for next week. How's that sound? Unless you had something else you were gonna say there.
No, I'm good.
No. Okay. So, what non-comic book character do you think would be considered an Omega level mutant?
Ooh.
So in the X-Men, there are Omega level mutants. These are mutants whose powers are just off the charts. So like Magneto's Omega level, Jean Grey's Omega level, Professor X is an Omega level mutant. I'm trying to think of who. I mean, there's several.
Non-comic book character.
Non-comic book character. That's Omega. That would be an Omega level mutant.
Huh. All right. I'm gonna have to dig deep on this one. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. This is a hard one.
Yeah. I thought it'd be fun.
Research.
Yeah.
And put me to work.
Linkovich Chomsky.
I mean, he technically time traveled. He survived being frozen. So I mean,
that's true. That's true. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, yeah, let us know in the comments what you thought about the show. Let us know if you've got an answer for this Omega level mutant thing, or if you have an answer for how did you word our Retro Ramble question at the beginning of this episode? It was,
what's a holy grail item that you're still hoping to find someday, just out in the wild, not something you're just going to buy online?
Yeah.
A video game item.
Video game item. Yep. So leave us a comment. We'd appreciate it. Leave us a review. We like those. We love them. I think you can still leave those on Apple Podcasts. You can leave us a star review on Spotify.
Make a comment on an episode.
Leave a comment on an episode. The Fozzie Guy one we just read was from Spotify. We will read those on the air.
Yeah.
You can check us out on Instagram, YouTube, like, subscribe, share, do all those great things. We would really appreciate it. And until get my tongue untied here, we do have a bonus for you. So after the credits here, we're going to do a little short interview with who I think is probably the biggest Goofy movie fan. So stick around and listen to that, and we will see you next week.
See you around.
This Podcast Takes Tokens is a Clay Street production. All right, so been talking about a Goofy movie, and I thought that it would be good to have, I think, the number one Goofy movie fan. So,
my Goofy niece.
Yes, your niece, my daughter Harper. So, we watched the Goofy movie last night, didn't we? Mm-hmm. What's your favorite part of the Goofy movie?
When Max was on stage with Powerline.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Was
that your first time seeing the movie?
No.
No? Okay. Well, that's fair.
You've watched it several times. I think you told me, do you like, which one's your favorite? Is it a Goofy movie or an extremely Goofy movie?
An extremely Goofy movie.
Yeah, it's a pretty good sequel.
See, I have not seen that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have to sit down and watch it with him.
Yeah.
Get him to watch it.
Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Yeah, it's solid.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So you said the Powerline part was your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite Powerline song? Is it I2I or is it Stand Out?
Stand Out.
I2I.
I2I.
I2I. That's a good one. Yeah.
Very cool.
Do you have a favorite quote from the movie?
Favorite what?
Quote? A line from the movie? Favorite thing from the saying from the movie?
No.
No? All right.
That's
What's your favorite secondary character? Not one of the main characters. What's your favorite, like, secondary character? Somebody that you just see for a few minutes, maybe.
Powerline.
Powerline? Okay. I
Yeah.
should have guessed that.
Yeah.
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 I don't know why I was thinking it might be like Lester the Possum or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like that possum scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty funny, isn't it? Is there anything else you want to tell us about
No.
Goofy movie? No? Okay. Well,
Right.
it was good having you on the show.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right.
She's a two-timer now.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting to be a regular. All right. Well, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
All right.